I do feel like it's funny that like for years you went out with majority women. You went to so many things with like women, girls, and I was at home with the baby.
With new babies.
Like no one ever said that you were cheating, but now that I have and they were straight women as well.
They were straight women.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the last little voiceover for a little bit, so everyone brace yourselves. You'll see my face pretty soon. So what do I even say? So this video has two different parts to it. Number one, it's kind of like the thumbnail and title suggest. I'm going to go over the video that Jonathan and Anna did where they're clearing up the cheating rumors because, you know, her and Matt have this like platonic love affair going on, and apparently Jonathan used to go out to like promote their family channel at clubs and things, and I'm not quite sure where the correlation is there, but you do you. And the last bit, or the first bit, I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to do, but I'll leave both chaptered, is going to be just like the blatant, once again, the blatant exploitation of Edie, who is their transgender daughter. And I absolutely hate saying that because they literally put, you know, whatever brackets transgender daughter in anything, even if it's not 100% relevant to the video. Like that video that they recently did, I was like, why is this even named this? I don't understand. It's just so that they can just cash in on a thing, and it just infuriates me so much. There was this whole video that they actually did, Edie did, with Anna, who now has sort of taken the reins in leading this like exploitation march. It's really quite mad. He was asking Edie all of these different questions, such as, you know, do you mind having, you know, your old name and the way you used to look online? And Edie literally said herself no, but then apparently she doesn't mind them being there. She doesn't want the videos deleted. And all I'm gonna say is that a lot of people in the comment section are very happy, and even people are saying like, hey, like I've supported you for so long, I can't quite do this anymore. And the funny thing is, I actually started covering the SACCONEJOLYs this time last year when they were doing it. They were the very first people I ever did any commentary on whatsoever. It swings and roundabouts. They literally did a whole, like last year they were doing this, and now they're doing it all over again. I know they never stopped, but they've now upped the ante again on their YouTube channel. It's like they were like, oh, sorry guys, it's been one whole year now. Better jump on the train again. And it just winds me up. I know they never stopped, but like I say, they kind of simmered down a tiny little bit on YouTube, and now it's just gone back up all over again. And I do greatly apologise, but if you can hear any dog snoring, it is because Sunny is right next to me snoring asleep. So with that being said, let us just get on with the very first bit of the SACCONEJOLY train wreck of what has been happening this week.
I was at home with the baby.
With new babies. Like even we were in LA, in New York, in Cali.
But nobody ever said that you were, like, no one ever said that you were cheating.
Okay, so like I already mentioned, Jonathan and Anna are doing this video where they basically sat down and they're fighting off the rumours that people are saying that Anna and Matt are having a little affair together and all of this and that. Matt is her gay best friend. That is not my words. That is hers. And they're just here to defend these rumors, guys.
TikTok.
You don't suit the vibe of my TikToks?
Yeah, like we have our own things going on. And so I think some people were confused because I have been getting so many messages being like, where's Jonathan? And then I started making videos with Matt, who is my best friend, who also happens to be a man, and a lot of people have been asking whether we are together now, which Matt is gay. He's not interested in women, he is interested in men.
What I will say about all of this, right, is that I think they're loving this. They're loving this little mediocre bit of juicy drama. I don't think they're having an affair. I think she actually looks the happiest she has been in a little while. However, it is just a little bit odd because she spent so long being like, Jonathan's my best friend, and now she's with Matt, and Matt is literally her best friend, and you can just see the happiness that is radiating out of her now that she's with Matt. Some people say it's over the top. I just think she's been like so lonely and alone all this time. Like her best mate was like her cleaner for a long time, and that's not being me being mean, that's just me watching her content a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, it has confused people because yesterday was Valentine's Day and
I had a great Valentine's Day.
I went and spent it with Matt. But we are not broken up. We're still together. I still love Jonathan. He still loves me, I think.
She got her 4 babies out of me, and now she's like, right, you just stay at home, look after my children while I go out and have a great life.
I do kind of get the philosophy they're going down, like they have literally been together for ages, and like maybe they did like Valentine's Day celebrating the people that you love. Like she obviously loves Matt as a mate. I can see it. It's really, really odd. I can't work out if Jonathan actually does have this kind of sense of humour or if he kind of looks a bit upset about it. Maybe I'm just reaching, but he does just look a little bit like, I don't know. He doesn't really look at her in this video, and someone else pointed it out in the comment section, and I can't stop noticing this. But I don't know, just looks a little bit too deadpan. I don't know.
In like not knowing added a bit of fuel to that fire by going out with him yesterday. But we decided to do that because we've been together for what, almost 16 years?
During the years, okay, that we were vlogging, right, my focus was our show that we filmed, which was about our children and our married life and all that kind of stuff, right? But outside of all those clips, like, I was out working and hustling and networking and building our company, and I spent so much time out in clubs and parties with all these girls.
Clubs, parties, and all of the girls. Jonathan, honestly, like, I don't understand what he's doing hustling in clubs and parties. I don't understand. He's got a family channel. What? I don't understand. Are all the other family channels doing the same thing? Have I just not cottoned on to this? I don't know. That look that she just gave him, though, I can't tell if it's a screenshot I've got, but oh my gosh. Oh God. I don't know. I found that a bit. It's like he's just going, nah, it's all right because I used to live it up as well. And I don't know. I'm not judging. Go and have a fun time. I'm not judging. I mean, I always silently judge these two just because of what they do to their kids, but you know what I mean.
Sometimes, like, wasn't it? Didn't you vlog?
Yeah, sometimes, but people would sum them, but not really, you know, but it's like...
I do feel like it's funny that, like, for years, you went out with majority women. You went to so many things with, like, women, girls, and I was at home with the babies.
With new babies. Like, we were in LA, in New York, in Canada.
But nobody ever said that you were, like, no one ever said that you were cheating. Yeah. But now that I have and they were straight women as well.
They were straight women.
Now that I have a gay best friend, people are like, you're cheating, this is like, you're breaking up. But yeah, I just wanted to set the record straight.
I have never, in all of my SACCONEJOLY viewership years, realised that Jonathan was going out clubbing with women. I had no idea. Nothing the matter with doing that. I just didn't realise that was a thing. And I can't help but feel like this is now just like a tit for tat. It's like, aha, like you left me to go and do your clubbing and partying business trips when I had loads of kids and they were all small. But now I've got my opportunity to, I don't know, do whatever I'm doing with Matt. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too far into it, but I had no idea this was even what he was doing.
Invited to an event, and it was like a Galentine's event.
I'm not a big fan of Valentine's Day. I never have been because of when I was born.
I got a card. Let's like even making this even more controversial. I got a card from Matt, and I didn't get a card from Jonathan.
I stayed home and I had to feed and look after 4 children.
We're definitely still together.
Bathed them.
Right, to be a little bit controversial here as well, I'm not actually the biggest fan of Valentine's Day, so I can't even say that I even care. I think it's just a way, like, everything's more expensive. It's just a way to make people make more money. Like, why does there have to be one certain day of the year where you need to celebrate how much you love the other person? Why one day? Yeah, I don't know. I've never been like the biggest Valentine's Day celebrator, so I kind of get where it's coming from. But if Anna's the kind of person that really likes those kind of things, then maybe they're just not on the same sort of page. You know what I mean?
I think some people will understand that, like, by viewing this, you know, it's not a polyamorous relationship. It's just, I'm just really comfortable in my relationship with you. And
so am I with like what
and trust is like, we always said that from day one, you know, trust, once we build that level of trust, that's how you have a family and have a strong relationship. If I like not allowed you to have a friend who just happens to have a penis, then I'm like restricting your life, and then it's like you're not allowed to blossom. And Matt's been good for you, and you've been good for him, and you guys are good together. But it doesn't like, it's kind of like.
But we're like, it's like a brother sister.
Yeah, but it's like the same as like with the boys and girls. Boys and girls can't be friends.
Hey, this is a really interesting point. When has anyone ever seen Jonathan with a friend? And I'm not saying this to be mean, I've just never actually heard him mention having a friend or anything before. He probably does have friends, but we've just never heard of them. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just suddenly thought about that.
Like, best friends are boys? You know, just haven't played it with boys this week. You know, and I'm not like worried thinking, oh, you know, I'm just like, everyone, you know, people's genders doesn't really matter.
People are just people.
Yeah.
And you either click with them or you don't. And I never clicked with anyone else, like friend-wise, the way I clicked with Matt, but he's also gay.
The videos, we don't ever really show the passion and our physical relationship.
We don't show, like, yeah. And
we have 4 children, so we have had sex 4 times, for sure. Or maybe not. Technology is pretty good these days, you know?
Guys, we do not need to be convinced that you have conceived or have sexual intercourse with each other. I don't need to think about it or be, like, alerted to the fact. I mean, I'm assuming that you guys probably do. All right. Like, come on now. God, I feel like such a prude. But seriously, though, it just doesn't really need explaining. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of like self-defensiveness, and I don't even know why they're even that bothered about it, because this has kind of been like payday for them. This is like one of the more interesting things that they've done recently. I wouldn't call exploiting their kids interesting. I'd call anything else aside from that. Any of their little shenanigans are quite funny and interesting. Like, this has been a bit of a laugh, I won't lie, a bit of a laugh.
Sometimes people want to make drama out of things, but actually it's just
we've
really
been
simple.
on this place for like nearly half your life.
Always people want to make drama out of things. So many people said we wouldn't last. I remember on our wedding, probably you could probably go back and see
the comments.
Maybe the comments are
I
gone.
don't know.
But there were so many comments like, they're not going to make it, blah, blah, blah.
No, guys, in all seriousness, that clip of when they got married and they had their kiss was the most awkward thing ever. Like, Anna looked so uncomfortable. And I'm not saying that is actually what was happening, because it's a wedding day, quite stressed, but like people had like valid opinions just based off of the clip that they saw. It was a little bit uncomfortable. It's probably still out there. I don't even know how you'd be able to find it, but if you've seen it, you know what I mean.
Journey, but then eventually we came back together again and continued growing.
Right, the rest of that video is basically Jonathan's analogy of how relationships are like trees, and then talking about Anna's period. And I don't know about you, but I can't be bothered to even commentate on that. Let alone watch it for like the second time. So that was basically the gist of it. What do you guys think about that? In all honesty, like, if this is bringing them some money, go for it. I don't actually think that Anna is having like an affair with Matt. I think Anna was so unhappy for such a long time that now she's like latched on to Matt like he's like the last cheesecake in the shop. Do you know what I mean? She's just like, in the whole world, she's just like, she's found her friend, she's found someone probably to distract her from just her life. I'm not saying she's like a miserable person, but if you watched any of their vlogs, like previous vlogs, anything like that, you'll know that she just for a while was looking ultra miserable, and now I feel like she's really stepped out of her zone. Do you know what I mean? She seems a lot happier. So I just think, yeah, I don't know, but I do think like the over explaining on their marriage is just a little bit too like, okay guys, like, we get it, you have intercourse, you have sex, and also you're happy, and Jonathan's going out clubbing with straight girls. I don't know, it's a bit funny, bit weird. What do you guys think?
I think going back to the question about what if Edie decides to be a boy, I think you could say that about any of the children.
Right, so before I literally, throw my phone through a window, I'm just going to show to you guys the thumbnails of 2 videos that Anna herself has, not herself, it's been on the SACCONEJOLYs thing. Jonathan's obviously been editing this. There's a load of sad, soppy music in the background. You guys, if you don't know, I support whoever, if someone wants to be girl, boy, whatever, hero, I don't mind. I don't care. I'm not against it. I'm just saying don't exploit it. There's that whole there's this whole thing on do children know at that age, and it's so divided. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, the children should not have to be exploited on the internet, regardless of whether you think it's possible, it's not possible, here, there, what, that is not what I'm saying, and that's not what I'm arguing. So please don't go battling in the comment section, because that's not ever what I discuss. What I'm most irritated about is the fact that this is not private. This is put online for loads of people to throw horrible comments, for this child to, if they decide to go back on what they've said, which is extremely possible, then and that's not me invalidating anything. That's just me being like, it's a possibility. It's a possibility of anything. You know, anything's a possibility in this world. Do you know what I mean? But they no longer get the choice on whether or not everyone else will know, because their parents decided to make fortune off of it online and write books about it and exploit it for the past year. To actually more than that, but you get the picture. Anyway, so they started doing these videos now where they're amping up the ante, and it's just winding me up.
I think going back to the question about what if Edie decides to be a boy, I think you could say that about any of the children.
Right, Anna, I'm no like mastermind, you know, IQ 1 million person over here, but I just would quite like to point out they probably weren't asking like, are any of your kids deciding to, you know, be girls, boys, whatever. They're probably saying it in relation to, well, what happens if Edie decides that she wants to go the other way? What happens if she wants to be a boy? You've already documented it all online. Saying, well, same for, like, you're not understanding the question. The question at hand isn't that. The question is probably asking you, what happens if she wants to go back to being a boy? What would happen then? It's all on the internet. You've already exploited it. You can say, oh, I'll get rid of it. Da 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 da. But you can't really do that, because that content, if you even type it into TikTok, that has been shared. I've made videos on it. I've made videos on it. I try my very, very hardest to don't show the kids' faces. I very rarely really even show the names like this, or I have to kind of say a little bit, but I try and respect it as much as possible. But it's everywhere. You can't just erase this now.
You could say that about anybody. You could say that about me, Jonathan. You know, like what if Amelia decides later in life that she wants to be a boy?
I think maybe like because I was already a boy and then I changed to a girl.
Yeah,
so
that's obviously why. Yeah. So I think personally that in that situation, if that were to happen, obviously that would be absolutely fine. It's Edie's choice to decide what she wants to do with it's herself and her life. But I don't think that I would never want to hide who she is right now.
No, of course you wouldn't want to hide it. And I'm not even saying you should be hiding it. You don't want to hide it because it's brought you in the most amount of money. That is quite literally all of your content. Without her, you are nothing. And neither is Jonathan, because your channel died ages ago and you guys knew it. So you thought you'd capitalise off of something that is none of your business. But what do I know? I know nothing. I'm just a jealous person sitting here. Do you know what I mean? It's just so... there is a difference, right? Call me stupid, but there is a difference between like hiding. Like, you don't have to... The opposite of hiding, it's not exploiting. That's like the opposite extreme. You don't have to hide her, but what you're doing is the absolute opposite extreme. You're exploiting. You're heavily promoting it so much. It should be appreciated, loved, nurtured. It shouldn't be exploited. There's such a big difference. And they can't just do it subtly, because that wouldn't earn them any money.
Does she ever watch those old videos where her old name is used, and what does she think about them?
I told you.
Yeah, her answer actually surprised me, so go.
I don't like it at all, because I don't like seeing myself with like short I feel like that's not me. I'm like, who that?
Why does this surprise you? Why does this answer surprise you? She doesn't want to be known as her former name. She doesn't want to have to look at old content of her with short hair, not being comfortable. You guys have, like, the thing is, right, is that what happens if it then changes again and she then goes, oh, actually, I want to be like that again? And not only this, right, but this is just such bollocks, because I'm not saying what Edie's saying is bollocks. I'm saying this whole situation is so bollocks, because I remember even recently, like, Jonathan will do shorts and stuff of making shorts of, like, Edie talking to her former self. Literally go onto his TikTok. There's ones in the past couple months where he's done. Sorry, my dog is literally yawning right next to me. He makes this kind of things all the time. They're constantly doing Q&As and like probing her, talking about her former self. Do you know what I mean? Why does this surprise you so much? Like, why does this surprise you?
So, but would you prefer if those videos were taken down, or if they weren't there?
No, I want them up.
We've had that discussion
I like them up,
as well.
but like also I don't like seeing my hair like that. Like,
yeah,
come on, Eduardo.
It doesn't feel like it's you, but
Yeah.
you like having. Well, you said to me earlier that you like having the memories of that.
Because you said, do you want to like get rid of your training running thing? And I was thinking in my head like, yeah, but no, that would be quite upsetting because like.
Yeah, so she obviously still, her baby years are her baby years, and her early childhood years are still there.
I really want my official name to be Edie Grace.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
All the like papers, my lambda paper and stuff.
We're gonna change your name like property and everything and legally, but it's a process. But we are gonna do it.
I feel like Edie's response here was just really telling, and I don't know if I'm thinking too far into it. Obviously, I haven't like shown you guys her facial expressions, but that answer was just like, no, I don't want you to do it, but then didn't really give a reasoning as to why. But then she then goes on to say that, you know, she doesn't like looking at her hair. She doesn't like da-da-da-da. And it's like, I have no experience within this realm. I don't have any kids who identify as transgender. I don't have that within myself. And I don't really have anyone in my close-knit circle of friends either. So I've only gone based off of feedback and comments over the course of this year. Last year as well, whilst covering these guys, where people who either were trans themselves or knew of people or who had kids, had sisters, had siblings, whatever, who reiterated what I've been trying to get at, in the fact that they didn't like to be shown. It took them a little while, that they still don't really like to be shown sort of who they were, names, pictures and all of that. Like, it's quite a big thing, quite rightly it's quite a big thing, and I feel like there is absolutely no way of Edie ever being able to protect that, because of course they have all this out online. I don't believe for a second that she truly wants them on, or she understands what leaving that online means, because for the SACCONEJOLYs, that is years and years and years worth of footage, which is probably still making them money to this very day.
Edie, how do you feel about becoming Lanky Box?
They have 10 million.
No, 23 million subs, buddy. Do you want to become Lanky Box?
Like, that was extremely uncomfortable viewing. That was basically, I got told about this clip of Edie was basically standing there in like a pitch black bathroom, just staring into a mirror, and then wouldn't break like eye contact. I can't quite work out. She might just be like she's into drama, isn't she? Maybe she's like reenacting something she's seen, like a scary figure or whatever. I don't know. Could be nothing, could just be children playing, but I did think that's a bit of a strange one. Like, and then she wasn't really, you know, responding to when Jonathan was trying to talk to her. I found that a bit strange, but then again, it might just be kids being kids, you know how some kids can be. Anyway, right, just all in all, I'm tired with the exploitation of Edie. The odd thing is though, is that it's only gotten worse, like the past couple months. It's quite literally only gotten worse. If you just look at their thumbnails, I mean, literally the last video's thumbnail was just so bad, and so many people were calling them out on it. Like, this is nothing to do with what the video is even about. It just made no sense. It was just trying to get those views and clicks in, and at this point, it's just sick. It's been sick for a little while, but it's double sick. It can't get any lower than this, really, can it? Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get this video nice and edited. Here is Sonny literally snoozing. He's got like his little bite mark. I think it was his auntie when I first picked him up, but he got a little nipped, but it's all scabbing over and stuff here. It's all fine. It didn't happen on my turf, but he's just a little baby. But yeah, he's fast asleep. It's like, I don't know what time it is right now. I can only get my filming and my editing done at the minute. Voiceovers in the evening whilst the kids are in bed, because it is half term at the minute. It is. In Wales, we get half term. like the week after everyone else. So that is fun. Anyway, hope you guys can't even talk. Hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other and yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.